good, everybody? It is Monday, April 24th, 2023. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. Now, before we even get started, you know we're a family here at the Early Edge. You know we pick each other up. Well, today, you guys know the missus, Crystal, my beautiful better half. Today is her birthday. If you don't mind, hit the like button and also type happy birthday, Crystal, into the chat. She's watching now live, and she's a big part of what we do. Now, speaking of what we do, it's not just a birthday. We got to look at what we did yesterday. Not a bad day at the brand. Not a bad day, 4-2. But we're here every single day, so we have a chance to bounce back. Because 4-2 for us, 66%, that's just not good enough. But today, it's a Monday. It's the end of our week. If you're brand new to the brand, we're so happy to have you. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Because today, we've got a nice little mix here of three of my OGs. And by the way, the counselor having some tech issues. He'll be on Early Edge in 5 this afternoon. Don't even worry about it. We have his pick. Now, first and foremost, look at these three. What am I going to do with this? Live from parts unknown. I hate Trae Young, Proppy. I hate Trae Young. Good morning, sir.
Tip of the cap, too, Senor Trae Young. Obviously had a great game. Made me look a little bit foolish for fading him yesterday. Been a bit of a struggle for me in these NBA playoffs. However, I am not remotely deterred. I do this for a living, coach. So let's go. It's just another day.
It's like a rabid dog in the corner. If he has a couple of bad days, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Next, he's been here since day freaking one. It's hard to believe how we've grown. He is the maestro, Larry Hartstein. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. Great to be here with this crew. A lot of exciting things happening on the site, including your guy, Amag's coach, getting his own page. We'll start posting pics on the site this week. Check it out. The page is up. The photo looks good. He's ready to go.
I can't believe how fast Amags has become such a big part of what we do. It's a good thing because this man's been out doing whatever he wants to do. We can't control him anymore. Buckets, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Larry. And good morning, Proppy. And good morning, Crystal. Happy birthday. Thank you for being the better half to my man, Coach, and taking care of him. Excited to be here as always.
You know what's crazy is I believe Crystal loves buckets more than she loves me. I believe that to be true. I believe that to be true. All right, we got a lot to get to today, so let's jump right into it. And we're going to start right at the top. Two big games in the association tonight. And the Bucks, they have their backs against the wall. Wow, Giannis, all reports that he almost suited up for game 3. And Maestro, we're going to start with you. He has to suit up tonight. And the sports books believe that he will as well. Laying 6, down 2-1 in this series. Are we fading or following the Bucks as a favorite tonight?
Well, you got to wait for the injury reports to be final, but I agree with you. It looks like he's going to play. He did individual drills. You're down 2-1. You're the number 1 seed. And on the other side, I mean, the Heat are so banged up. Butler should go after taking that hard fall. Adebayo is probable, but we know Oladipo is out. Hero is out. So these are some banged up teams, but I'm going to lean towards the Bucks in a must-win situation, and I do expect Giannis to play.
And if those people at home didn't know, Victor Oladipo tore his patella tendon, and he's going to be out for the remainder of the playoffs. Proppy, what say you?
Yeah, I got to go with the Bucks here as well. With or without Giannis, I just don't think that the Miami Heat can sustain this shooting. During the regular season, Coach, they shot 46% as a team. That was 27th in the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, they are shooting over 55%, personified by Jimmy Butler, who is shooting nearly 60%. 4 of 4 from 3 in the last game. I just think the Heat are going to come back to earth, whether or not Giannis suits up tonight.
Alex says, no Giannis, no problem. By the way, maybe a little nugget for you. Not even a nugget, but maybe a little way you may want to bet this. If you don't feel comfortable with the 6, parlay them up with another favorite. And you can bring the number probably even money or even get plus money, but it's got to be another game you feel really, really confident about, because that's how I'm going to play this. I'm going to put the Bucks in like a 2-team EC special and take the 6 points out of it. But you can do what you want. Knowledge is power. Now, game number 2. And I got to tell you, out here in Southern California, there is belief. There is belief in these LA Lakers, the fighting LeBron Jameses. Dylan Brooks, public enemy number 1. So the Lakers are laying 4.5, up 2-1 in the series. Late tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I will already be in Florida. I've got the Mexico Open this week. Wheels up. We go everywhere. So, Maestro, are we fading or following the Lakers to cover the 4.5 tonight?
As bad as the Grizzlies have been on the road, and I think it's 2-14 against the number as road underdogs, I think this is the spot where they do step up tonight. I mean, it's hard for them with no Steven Adams and no Clark, but the big three have been challenged by their coach, talking about Morant, Bane, and Jaren Jackson, who's only taken 12 shots in the past 2 games. They have been challenged. This is your season. You are the big three. You need to step up. And when those three step up and play well together, I believe there's going to be a tight game down to the wire. I have a couple of props I really love on this game, which we'll get into later.
Okay, and all of our props right now, if you are a new SportsLine member, they're all up at SportsLine before the show starts. That's how important it is to be a SportsLine member. Proppy, where are you going here? Fading or following the Lakers as a favorite?
Yeah, great minds think alike, Coach. I'm back in Maestro here. I am fading the Los Angeles Lakers. Listen, Lakers are a good team. They're playing well. But after watching what Ja Morant did in Game 3, he is going to be full systems go tonight. I was extremely impressed, dropping nearly a triple-double with 45-plus points. Wait until Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson get going. I think they step up in this spot. I like the Grizzlies tonight.
All right, 2 Grizzly picks from Maestro and Propstarz. I think the Lakers might be the other half of that 2-team parlay. I don't know. I'll have to wait till later this afternoon and see exactly what's going on from 37,000 feet. Now, we've made Buckets wait long enough. You know what his specialty is. Pick the prop. But before we do that, you guys know that if you're not watching this network all day, for your information, the Early Edge Takeover day by day, what are you doing?
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in tour championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
By the way, in the chat right now, your man M Squared. Do you have any questions for him? Put them there in real time. He already answered one very important question, as Berg Betts is also in the chat, that today's a horrible Major League Baseball day, so he has no picks. But if you're a SportsLine member, you already know that. But you can ask him anything. It could be about tomorrow, about Wednesday. We're here for you. Now, you guys know how I like to mess with people a little bit, right? You guys know if you take me one way, I'm probably going to go the other. I just got to admit something real quick. Steven in the chat says, Coach, you promised NHL fades and props last Thursday. We're still waiting. Steven, you have written me a note every single day, multiple times a day. If you are a loyal watcher of this show, you know that's the best way for me to get it done. We've given you NHL picks every day. The only thing we have not done is do fade or follow. And you're losing your mind. Continue to lose it, because if you keep writing to me, we're not going to do it. Chat, you can thank Steven for us not doing fading or following in NHL. Thanks, Steven. Say thank you, Steven, in the chat. I want to see it right now. Now, Buckets, I apologize that I made you wait so long. But you're going to show these 2 novices in Major League Baseball how to get it done. All right? So today, it's all about the underdog. Which underdog is going to step up in Major League Baseball? Here's what we're looking at. Astros, interesting, at the Rays. White Sox, even more interesting, at the Blue Jays. The Yankees are underdogs in Minnesota. The Twins have gotten off to a nice start this season. I can't wait for this. Buckets, which underdog are you following today?
Well, Coach, if you remember the last time I was on this underdog show, I brought up the fact that my dog had thrown up a white sock, and Mikey immediately picked the White Sox as the team to win, and they did win. So I feel like I have to give it a shot myself and immediately say White Sox. Let's see how it goes, Coach.
This is not an underdog show, Buckets. It's the Early Edge show. It's an underdog segment. All right, so we have one White Sox, and as you guys know, it's probably going to hit. Proppy, where are you going?
I gotta back my guy Buckets here. Buckets 2024. I just think this pitching matchup is in favor of the White Sox. Mike Clevenger on the mound today for Chicago. Jose Barrios just do not have enough trust in him. I think the White Sox can hit him hard today. Give me the Sox.
All right. Bergbet says Astros in the chat. He's participating. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Yankees on the road today against the Twins. So we've got one for all 3. Maestro, do you have one?
I'm with Berg on the Astros, the world champs. They swept the Braves. They got their mojo back. Tucker, Bregman, Alvarez, they all got the bats going. And I know the Rays have not lost at home. I know they homer basically every other time they get up to the plate. But Urquidy does have a good history against them, even though he's struggling right now. And you still have a rookie in Taj Bradley, who hasn't really, he's great, but all he's shown so far is against the Reds and the Red Sox. This will be a tougher test. There might be some value on the Astros plus 130 or higher.
We've got some big bets going on. As Maestro was delivering that incredibly detailed analysis, we've got more details in the chat. John says, I'm betting my life savings on Freya throwing up a sock. How is Freya's doing okay? Indigestion good today?
Indigestion's good today. No throwing up socks today.
Okay, that's great. Jeffrey says he's confused. Underdog and underwear. Interesting. Yeah. All right, buckets. I'm coming right back to you.
Oh, no.
Because as much as I'd like to joke about it, you're actually pretty good at this one, too. It's time to play Pick the Prop today. And yesterday, 2 people said Mike Trout. What happened? These things hit. Rafael Devers plus 265. Boy, he's getting ready to start a 10-year, $300 million contract next season. Shohei plus 370. Salvador Perez from my beautiful Kansas City Royals plus 230. So, buckets. Whether you like one of these 3 or you're going to go off the reservation, what would you like today?
We are going to stay on these 3 here today, Coach. And I'm going to bet with not only my favorite MLB player, but also one of the only MLB players that I know. I'm going with Shohei Ohtani, mostly because he's the only name I know I can say right out of these 3. But he did also just get a home run against your Royals, I believe. Maybe. Not really sure, but I do know he got a home run his last game. I'm betting on the back-to-back here at plus 370.
You know what's crazy, Proppy? He actually got the names right, the teams right, and the stats right. That is bananas. Proppy, please help me.
I can't help you, Coach, because it's Buckets Fever officially at Propstarz HQ. We are going Shohei Ohtani as well. I love this matchup for him against Ken Waldichuk, giving up 7 home runs this season already, Coach. That's tops in the major. We're going to go Shohei back-to-back Jacks tonight, plus 370 all day.
Oh, Eli says Shohei's name is the hardest of all of them. I know. Believe me, we know. All right, it's time to get to our board for the day. Just because it's Monday doesn't mean we slow down. It means we ramp up. At the end of our week, we're laser focused. But we're also laser focused on a lot of new ventures here at CBS.
Absolutely magisterial here.
Galazzo! Can't wait to see buckets all over that network coming up very, very soon. By the way, Zach asked a very good question. Why is Buckets worried about the names when last week he had a 432-letter team name pick? That's very true. The here or there parlay took like 5 minutes just to say the names. All right. You know what's crazy is I know you guys feel this too. When you're trying to make a pick, you're doing your own handicapping. You don't want to look at somebody else's pick. And then you look and you realize that a play you already made, one of you is on. That happened to me this morning as I was doing my elite level soccer handicapping.
Ooh.
Yes. Fitterbots. I was all over them this morning. And then I see Buckets picks come through the line, so to speak. And Buckets, me and you, simpatico. And I'm here for it. So if you don't mind, start us off, sir. Start us off.
Coach, we all know what simpatico means, so I'm not even going to ask because I know that we know what that means. We got the synergy here, I think. But yeah, let's talk about Fenerbahce Istanbul and their matchup versus Istanbulspor this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. Fenerbahce is currently in a title race, as amazing as that is to say, against Galatasaray, who is leading the league, but dropped points over this weekend against Fatih Karagümrük, which is a team that you cannot lose points to. It has now brought Fenerbahce back into this title race, but Fenerbahce must show up, and they must show up big this afternoon. They are playing an Istanbulspor team that has the leakiest defense in all of the Turkish Super League, and Fenerbahce at home in a must-win game against the worst defense in Turkey, this could get very, very, very ugly. I'm taking a same-game parlay of Fenerbahce moneyline parlayed with Fenerbahce over 2.5 goals team total. Not over 2.5 in the match, but Fenerbahce to score at least 3 goals in this game to get the juice down. That brings it to minus 130, which for me is playable. But this is a game that I'm not kidding could see 6, 7, or 8 goals. It's going to be a bloodbath. Now that we've got coaches and my synergy out of the way, let's go to coaches and my favorite league, Serie A. We've got the derby between Atalanta and Roma, which is the biggest game in Serie A of the week, because this is an extremely tough matchup with both teams fighting for European spots. Atalanta currently sits 7th on the Serie A table, 5 points behind a European spot, where Roma sits 4th. Roma dropped to 4th because Juventus had that 15-point deduction dropped. They jumped all the way from 8th to 3rd, and it's kind of messed up this table a bit, but it's put both of these teams in positions where they can no longer afford to lose. With a match this close, we have to look at recent form. Jose Mourinho has done an incredible job of finding success with this Roma side, who has not only won 3 league games straight, but also disqualified for the Europa League semifinals, absolutely smashing Eredivisie side Feyenoord. We're taking Roma draw no bet at minus 130, as Roma has the most 1-0 wins in all of Serie A. This could be a low-scoring game, but I do think Roma get all 3 points here, Coach.
I was actually going to say the same thing. I'm on the under in this game, under 2.5 amount of minus. But again, as I said, next level, the soccer handicapping, educate and entertain. Ladies and gentlemen, take all the kidding aside. Do you want to do the work that Buckets just did? By the way, the man's bringing viewers. He's bringing new people to the show. What do I mean by that? Oh, soccer balls. What is my career? Soccer Balls says, good morning. I'm new here. Does Mr. Buckets, interesting, give the same picks he gives out on Stoppage Time show? Him and his partner seem to be on fire. Who is your partner on Stoppage Time, Buckets?
My partner is Ian Joy, who also works for the Galazzo Network with CBS. He has a daily show with them as well. And we do give different picks, but I only give the best picks on my shows, Coach. So you know that it is the best quality possible here on the Early Edge.
It's all in the family, baby. His partner is Ian on the new Galazzo. See what we did right there? You see what I did right there? Oh, fire all over the place. I told you, Early Edge is going everywhere. The crew's everywhere, and I mean it. Buckets, thank you very much. Now, Proppy, out in these mean streets, they don't always look where you look. In these mean streets, they don't always find what you find. What did you find today, sir?
Coach, we're taking a little break from the association. We have a pick out already on the site. I might add an NBA pick, but we are going to MLB right now. We are taking Jordan Montgomery, pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, to go over 17.5 pitching outs. This is a pitching prop, just so you know. You can find this on all major sports books. I love this spot for Jordan Montgomery. Got hit hard in his last outing. Now he is facing a San Francisco Giants team that struggles mightily against opposing left-handers. They have the 28th highest OPS against opposing lefties this season. Montgomery also has fared extremely well against opposing left-handed hitters, both this season and historically. The Giants have at least 6 bats in their lineup that are left-handed. So this is a very advantageous matchup for Montgomery in a pitching-friendly park in San Francisco. I think he's going to bounce back in a big way. Give me over 17.5 outs. I also like his K-prop line today, over 5.5 strikeouts if you don't have access to his pitching outs, but I do prefer the outs.
Propstarz, we have a little problem. As you were starting to give that pick out, do you know what Goose did? Literally was looking at you, turned around, and put the back to you. Almost like turning the back on your pick. Was this
He
Goose?
owns me. He owns me.
He clearly owns you. The chat is just screaming, Goose! Goose! Oh, I think he's more popular than any of us. Freya and Goose are the 2 most popular talent on this show. And they rarely say anything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. I love Goose. All right. Sia Nejad. You know he's every single day, the counselor. Well, he's having some tech issues today. But, and I waited for this to see what the maestro, to see what Proppy would say. Because Sia, you know how hot he's been lately. He's on the Lakers, -4.5. Do you want to know why? Well, he has a full article, a full pick at SportsLine. So for all of you SportsLine members, you can go there right now. Click on that little pick and read why he likes the Lakers minus 4.5. It's a benefit to be a SportsLine member. I tell you that all the time. All right. Now, somebody in the chat, Maestro, said it is really nice for Buckets to allow the Maestro to sit in the hashtag bucket seat. Now, I'm not one to stir the pot, but that is disrespectful. Your thoughts?
I mean, I take a little time off, and this is what happens.
That is very true. And like Buckets is not even saying anything. It's like he welcomes this. Who are you, Buckets? I thought you were a team player.
Well, I thought me not saying anything was showing my disapproval for that kind of outrage, Coach. I disagree with it.
No. Now you're just going to throw that in? I disagree with it. Yeah. And I already saw that you responded to him, too. By the way, Amags is now in the chat. You talk about somebody that's on fire. Our newest member to the SportsLine family. Any questions for him? Put him in the chat. He will answer them in real time. All right, Maestro. All kidding aside, I need some fire picks. Give me 2.
Well, I'm a little ticked because I had a shot at a 6-0 day on the site yesterday, and Karl Anthony Towns blew it late, which he tends to do. But I've got 2 props I really love tonight, both in the Lakers-Grizzlies. There's so many injuries in the Bucks-Heat game that I don't want to lock in a prop there yet. But I like Desmond Bane. This guy is their best three-point shooter. Over 2.5 3-pointers. It's heavily juiced for a reason. He's gone over this twice in 3 games. This is the night where basically the coach said the big 3 have to step up. We saw Morant step up the other day. Tonight, if Desmond Bane can stay out of foul trouble, this guy is going to launch 8 to 10 threes, I believe, and he hits over 40%. I love this play over 2.5 3-pointers. I would go over 3.5 at plus money. And then on the other side, D'Angelo Russell is playing well, but he's shooting horrifically in the series, 33% overall, 28.6% from deep, and the Lakers are just pounding them inside. There's no reason for him to hoist up more than, say, 5 trays tonight. You know, he should not be shooting 8 or 10 trays with the way they're getting everything they want inside with Anthony Davis and LeBron and the others attacking the rim. So I think D'Angelo Russell under 2.5 at minus 111 is a very good price for a guy who's 3 for 12 from deep the past 2 games combined.
Did you see the video of D'Angelo Russell with the energy drink? Did you guys see that? So he was going to the post game press conference after the last game. And I think it was 3. And he's an energy drink. He has a partner. He's like one of his sponsors. And he puts it on the table as he's getting ready to talk. Lady from the NBA comes up and says, you got to move that. They're not one of our partners, she says. He goes, it's one of my partners. Find me. She grabs and yanks it. Go look at it. It's on YouTube. Google it. Incredible. NBA says, you're not putting that up on our table. Not at all. All right. Now, I had something in the chat, and then I just forgot what it was. But I also have one play, but I'm going to tell you to grab your paper, grab your pencil, and I'll give it to you on the recap screen because I'm going with that first game. Because understand this, the Heat, it's actually the Heat and the Bucks over 216.5. But I would love for it to be the Heat and the Lakers. I really would. But if Giannis comes back, and even if he doesn't, they're going to play faster. They've realized that if they play half court against this Heat defense, regardless of who they have on the court, it's a difficult ask. I'm going to play the over 216.5. But elsewhere, the counselors on Lakers minus 4.5. Propstarz on Jordan Montgomery over 17.5 pitching out. Basically, he's got to get through 6 innings. And then the Maestro, Desmond Bane over 2.5 threes. D'Angelo Russell under 2.5 threes. Buckets. The Fenerbahce. This is Turkey Super League. I believe it's a 1 p.m. start. Money line for them to win and team total, not the game total. Team total over 2.5 minus 130. Then AS Roma on Serie A. You can see all of those games on Paramount Plus. Synergy. And then, of course, the Heat and the Bucks over 216.5. Mike in the chat. Yes, we love Chief too. I'll give Chief his props. All right, stop texting me. It's so funny. It's like you guys are so good in the chat. It's like if I don't read it, you'll type it over and over and over again until I read it. But we love it. We love it. We really do. All right. Do not forget Early Edge in 5 today. The counselor will be in the hosting seat. More best bets. And I can only imagine if EC knows I'm on an airplane to my next event, Lord knows what he's going to come up with. But I'm going to buy the Wi-Fi and I'm going to watch it from 37,000 feet. And we will see what your favorite people's capper brings to the table. But with all that being said, start your work week off right. Pay it forward. Walk into work, and instead of complaining you have to be there, how about be thankful that you have a job and that we've supplied entertainment all day long? I'm tired of the complaining. I don't care about blue check marks. I don't care about working 9 to 5. We work 24/7. That's all we care about is grinding for you so we can win with you. And there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, Proppy, Maestro, Buckets, Counselor, even when he's not here, he's still here. And the Snake always doing the work behind the scenes. We continue to grow day after day after day. We want all of you. Tell all your friends, come on in. The water's warm. This is what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.